Hi, today we are going to learn Azure DevOps and how it works in Agile project management. So let me give you my quick introduction. I am Swati Shalini. I am a professional Scrum Master. I am a computer science engineering graduate from VTU and ePGDM Master from Alliance University. I have overall 9+ years of experience. During my career, I worked with Siemens as a software developer, and I started with management activities while working with Wipro, Capgemini, and continued the same with Accenture as a Scrum Master and Program and Project Management Specialist. So my certification includes professional Scrum Master and professional product owner from scrum.org, and I am a certified Scrum developer from Avanade. I have also completed few other certification .NET MBox and Lean Six Sigma Green Belt. So here we go with the slide. What is Azure and what is DevOps? So here the name says Azure DevOps. What is Azure and what is DevOps? DevOps is a culture and it's a union of people, processes, and product to enable continuous delivery of value of our end user. Okay, so it aims to establish a collaboration that environment where building, testing, the releasing software can happen rapidly and frequently and more reliably. What do you mean by Azure? So, Azure is a cloud computing service from Microsoft. So, a quick intro on the cloud model comes under Azure, public, private, and hybrid cloud. So what all these deployment model? So on a quick understanding, so public cloud, that is the service offered over the public internet and available to anyone who want to purchase them, and the cloud resources such as server and storage are owned and operated by the third party cloud service provider and delivered over the internet. For example, any of the organization where there is no confidentiality and they want to build any application, they can go for the public cloud. A private cloud consists of computing resources used exclusively by user from one business or organization, and a private cloud can be physically located at your organization on site and on premises data center, and it can be hosted by third party service provider. For example, an organization financial department where the data are confidential, or the CBI's office, government sector, they use the private cloud. Hybrid cloud is a computing environment that combines public and private cloud both together by allowing data and application to be shared between them. So example, most of the organization, they go for the hybrid cloud, and mostly on a private sector, because they have their application they use for the public deployment model, as well as the financial confidential any kind of data, they go for the private cloud. Okay, so these actually worked on capital expenses and operational expenses, where our cloud own the capital expenses and they take care for all the maintenance everything, and we as a user end user go for the operating expenses. Whatever you use, whatever service you use, you are going to pay, go for the billing, pay only for that. Okay, so many properties are there: elasticity, scalability, agility, and high availability, disaster recovery, extract, etc, etc. And you can definitely go to my video for Azure cloud computing in detail in a separate course. Okay, so before we move on into Azure DevOps, it is also important to understand what all are the cloud computing consumption based model comes under Azure. So these are three: infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. So infrastructure as a service, it is a service model very closest to managing the physical server. A cloud provider will keep the hardware up to date, and network configuration will be up to you as the you are a cloud tenant. Okay, so for example, Azure virtual machine are fully operational virtual compute device running in Microsoft data center, right? So this is your IaaS, and your PaaS is platform as a service. This cloud service model is managed hosting environment, and a cloud provider manages the virtual machine and networking resources that the cloud tenant deploy their application into the managed hosting environment. So example, this Azure app. This service provide to manage the hosting environment where developer can upload their web application without having a worry about the physical hardware and the software requirement. The example we have taken here for a website, you will get to know in upcoming slide. So it is an example of platform as a service. And lastly, SaaS is a software as a service. In this cloud service model, the cloud provider manage all aspects of application environment such as a virtual machine, networking resources, data storage and application, and the cloud tenant only need to provide their data to application managed by the cloud provider. So example, your Microsoft Office 365, that is the inbuilt application you are using, that is the example of software as a service. Today we are going to learn agile planning and portfolio management with using Azure boards. Okay, so I have I have taken a references from these two links, and this is a uh, Microsoft a document where you can get entire Azure DevOps working, how it works and what all those the steps. So these references I have taken from the official website of Azure DevOps, that is your dev.azure.com, and in that if you go to the doc part, so you will get the entire documentation by Azure DevOps. Okay, we will go with the live demo also, and all the steps I have given here, and you will get to know. So before we get into the uh, start with our project requirement, let me explain you a quick overview what all these terms mean. So these are our work item: bug, epic, feature, impediments, product backlog item, task, test case, test plan. So when you are while doing the development, and if you're finding any error, that is your bug. And once build is happened after the deployment, and when you get any error and again you work on that error, that will be your defect. Okay, the epic, when you get the project requirement, and that project requirement, and you the product owner will work to create an epic. So the bigger picture of your requirement, your artifact, will be your epic. And when you divide your work into the smaller chunks, what we follow in Agile and Scrum, that will be your features, tasks, Pbis. So feature will be the smaller chunk. For example, we have get a requirement for to create a website of a online training, that is your that is for the learning objective, and so that will be your creating, and a website will be your epic. Okay, when you create a feature, then your in a website, what you need to create: the header, the footer and the body of the website. Those will be your feature. Then when you write the PBIs, so in Azure DevOps, we say user stories as a PBI, product backlog item. When you use Jira, you say that as a user story. There, wherever the differences will come, I'll keep telling you. So you use a particular format of that user story, that is a PBI here, that as a user, I want, yeah, so that this way. So as a customer, I want to create a website a header so that learning or course can be started. Okay, so then you need to create the task. So different tasks will be there, subtask will be there on design side, on development side, on testing side, and after that we will go into the workflow. Okay, we will create the sprint, we will go with the workflow. Test engineer is going to write the test plan and then the test cases. Those things you can see in detail in my agile testing video. So we are going to capture here the agile project management. So after creating in sprint, we will look into the the version here and the roadmap in Jira and the burn down and how you use the wiki in the Azure DevOps. That is all the repository and data you can save there. And in Jira, use same thing as a Confluence. So here we go with the project requirement. Let me show you. Yeah, so project requirement, right? So we have taken an example of, we are creating a website of online training where your this website, you have given the agenda, why you are creating, what focus you are going to keep. So these things, these repository you have to keep on the wiki side. Okay, and you will also look into the what problem you are going to face, how you make your website more responsive, how it will come under SEO, right, search engine optimization, what will be your business requirement, how your deployment and release will be done based on that, done the means based on that, product owner will do the market research and look into the market condition. Based on that, release will be decided. Like that, we'll create a roadmap, we'll create a sprint with our epic feature PPIs, and we'll go deeper into that. So here we start with agile planning and portfolio management with our Azure DevOps, and there are 6-7 steps. So first task will be working with team, areas and iteration. So before we go into that, I will show you from a start. Here is a your Microsoft official website. Okay, dev.azure.com. So when you log in, when you put this URL, you will get this page. Okay, Azure DevOps. You can, if you have already your GitHub account, you can go with that. Else you can start free. When you click on start free, then they will ask you to sign up the way you do for the Gmail. You will put all your details, you will sign up, and then you will sign in. So since I already have my account, so I have signed in with my ID, and after signing in, this page will look like this. Okay, so Azure DevOps is a service for Microsoft Azure DevOps platform. So how we work here? So I will also show you the document part. So when you go to this side, when you click on document, see, you can see Azure DevOps document, and when you click as per your aspiration, you will get entire document. Okay, now let's use this Azure DevOps uh, a demo, and here we are going to create a Scrum based team project. Okay, that contains sample work item we are going to create, and we will so when you log in and when you done with successfully signing in to your Azure DevOps board. So this will be a complete source code and a pipeline definition to deploy your project. And here we are going to work on a sample e-commerce website based on the learning objective. So let's create the project. We will click on here, see Azure DevOps, click on Azure DevOps. Okay, so I'm going to create a new project here. Okay, so I'll write Scrum project, Scrum project, website, online training. You can give any name, no need to write Scrum project. You can also give like website online training. Okay, so you can also give like this. We can write here it is a e-commerce website for learning objectives. Okay, you can also put visibility private or you can also put public. Let me keep public. Okay, when you click on advanced, see, you will get a version. You can use any version. You can also use Team Foundation. I'm going to use Git now. See, you will be having multiple workflow items, so you can use Agile, Board, Basic, CMI, Scrum. So let's go with Scrum, and same processes for Agile also. And when you use Jira, just a quick overview, so you will get Scrum, Kanban, Agile, this Basic, CMI, you will get in Azure DevOps. Okay, so we will choose Scrum and let's click on Create button. Okay, now see, we are into website online training, right? Let's click on Wiki and we will keep our project data in Wiki. So we will click here, create project Wiki. It's like Confluence, and you can save all your documents data related to project. So we can give a page title as website online learning objective. Okay, website learning objective, because here we have given all our agenda, target audience, everything. So website learning objective online training. Okay, and we will keep here all the data. Okay, so I have already made this. So I have given all my project data, right? Your overview, the focus, okay, why we use this website, the problem area, the the exploration, we explore on the site, and the solution, the business requirement, and with the current progress and the conceptual model, and the requirement which we have already looked into the slide, and the task flow. When you keep all your data here, you need to click on save button. See, your page has been saved. You can also, if you have any attachment, you can insert a file. If you have anything, you can tabular format, you can put here, you can put a pointer. If you have any link to insert, you can give that. Okay, now what let's me go to the slide. Sorry. So we will start working with teams. So we'll create a new team, we will add a member, and we will start off with the iteration. That is your sprint. Okay, so I'll go to see, I have written all the steps here, we need to follow this. So I'll go to project setting and I will create a new team. Let me show you the demo. So let me go to project setting. I have clicked on project setting. Okay, Okay, it is in progress. Let's wait. Okay. So see here you can see the overview, that is the project details what you have created. I will click on Teams. Okay. So already we have one means project we have created, and by default I am the member. You can create a new team as well, and let's give name as Scrum Web. Okay, so we have 2 team in our project, or let's keep a 3 team, right? The Scrum scaling, and add a member. So let's write Jira. Okay, so let me add myself. Then okay, so as of now, whatever team member you have, you can add the team member. Okay, and you can write a description if you want to write anything, right? If POSM dev anything you can write, whatever description is required. Okay, you can see, you can also click on the administration side to whom you want to give a permission. Okay, so here I am added. If you want any additional, you can make it that person team member as a admin. Okay, click on create. Okay, now your team has been created. Let's create one. You have, okay, for sample we have one, because based on the member you need to create, and you can add but additional member. Let me click to the newly created team. So I am the admin. Let's go to the setting. If you want to upload anything, any image or anything. Okay, now we will go on the iteration and area path creation. So when I clicked here, you can see you can define your backlog, epic, feature, product backlog item. See your working days, your capacity and burn down. All the working days, it is already by default, it is clicked. So how working with bugs? So your bugs will be a part of your requirement, or a bugs will be managed with task in your project, or bugs are not managed on backlog and boards. So it is here, and based on your project requirement you can choose the option. Let me go to the iteration and select the iteration here. So I'll select sprint 1, save, close. Let me create some additional sprint 2, and let's create sprint 3. Till sprint 3 we will create. Okay, now see here, default iteration, your current iteration, it's already by default it has been chosen. And backlog iteration, website online training, what we have created, we have created. Now we have created here, see, 3 sprint we have chosen, iteration 1, 2 and 3. Let's see, when you take your cursor here, here are 3 dot. Let's click here and let's edit. So you can also give the date. Okay, sorry, let's start with the sprint 1, right? So let's start with the sprint 1. Go to edit section, click on start button, today's date, and give for tomorrow, not tomorrow actually, let's give, by coming 20th. Okay, so, save. Now Let's go the second one. Start date. So there is no gap in your sprint. Okay, so you have chosen the Friday, that is 20th, then next Monday 23rd, and by default it has chosen 31st. Okay, so you have chosen 23rd, so let's end this 27 and save and close. And within this month, the next is, let's click here. Okay, so start date 30th, and okay, let it be 3rd of September. Okay, save. Now we have created a team and we have added the sprint in that. Now let's go to the next task and we will create the work item. So here the action we have done, the steps are here. Now we are going to create the work items. So you are going to create the epic, feature, right, task, and your product backlog item, your user story. Okay, so let's start with that. So what name we can keep? Epic. Yeah, these are the steps. So here we will create the epic as a website, online tech training, and then we will break down into features and then Pbis and then task. So epic will be, high level, means uh, higher means requirement, and when you break down the features, that will be the next, and then Pbis and the task. Usually for task the idle time will be for 1 day, and based on that you can give the complexity for each work items. So okay, let me show you. I will go to dashboard. There are multiple way to create your work items. You can also go to boards. Because it's a newly created account, and you can create your team. Okay, you can also choose here your backlog item, epic, feature, and backlog items. So you need to create your epic, feature, and backlog items. So like this also you can create when you click on epic. So you can look into what all epics are here. And let me go to dashboard. Okay, overview dashboard. Okay, so we don't have any dashboard. Let's create a new dashboard. Say set web. It is a team dashboard. Okay, and a wizard, and let's choose the burn down. We will choose a burn down, and then now we will create the work item. Okay, done. Okay, so once we start working on your epic, feature, Pbis, your backlogs, then you'll be able to view this burn down and all. Okay, so let's create the backlog. We'll go to backlog. Now the new work item, backlog item, we will click on epic. Okay, so Let's give the name as website online training. Add to top. Okay, now your epic is website online tech. Let's create a feature. Okay, so what will be your feature? Your website header, website header. Okay, let's create some more feature. Website body and website footer. Okay, so you have create sorry, okay, so you have created your feature now. And then what else? You will create your product backlog item. Okay, so here, what is a product backlog item? What was that? As a customer, as a customer, I want to view courses to so that I can start with, sorry, let's start with, okay, so this is your one of the product backlog item. You can create many, right? So as a customer, okay, as a customer, I want home. See, multiple formats are there for user story. Product backlog item, you can choose any. I want home button we will create. Okay, so what else you want? As a customer, I want about, about, that is your wiki, means your details and all. So about or wiki, but here already the name is there, but it's okay, you can give that. As a customer, you want enroll button. What all pages is required? So as a customer, you want enroll, not button, enroll button with page description, and then contact us, right? As a customer, I want contact, and as a customer, I want search icon. Search icon. And as a customer, what you want? As a customer, you can scroll bar pictures, right? So as a customer, I want pictures scrolling. So here you have created these many product backlog item, right? Now what all task? So here Pbis is there, but you can also add view option. What all things are there? Okay, what all things? It's a filter. You can go to configure team setting. Okay, see your backlog is there. Okay, this is your working days. Okay, working with bugs. Okay, so this is the setting you have already viewed. Okay, so new work item. See, new work item, same, you can choose anything, your product backlog, or if you have anything bug. So if you have any bug, then Okay, enroll button. Okay, enroll button, say you have anything to fix here. Okay, so okay. Now this is, sorry, now this is done. Yeah, it has been added now. So for each PBI, you have now, you have multiple option to now assigning, or if you need to edit or provide a template. So when I clicked on edit, see multiple fields are there: acceptance criteria, activity, area path, assigned to. If you click on area path, then you have, right, your, you have two teams, so which team you want to put on, right? In the same way, when you click here, see, you can put a business value. So see, acceptance criteria based on the client, whatever is your artifacts, you need to put a value. You need to put a business value, whatever, it is something, how priority and how, what value it has been given based on the PBIs based by the client and the product owner. So your effort, your story point and all, you can add here, right? You can add your effort, your integration build, iteration path. See, so many things are there. Tags, title, value area, you can choose there. Your priority, anything you can choose here. Now when you click on this, right click, you can assign it to, see, I have assigned myself. Now what you need to do, you need to, you can choose any template. If any link is there, you can bring, you can move to, so what we will do, what we can, from starting, scrolling this thing, let's move it to iteration 1. Okay, you can also drag and drop. It's not like that, you can also drag and drop, but you can also do it from here. Okay, so you can move it to sprint 1, and then contact, we can definitely move it to sprint 3, and then enroll button, let's move it to sprint 2, and then this about wiki, definitely move it to iteration 1, and then as a customer home page, I think we have already done, but move it to 1. Yeah, so it's already done, and this is courses, move it to sprint 2. Okay, now let's go previous. Okay, sorry, so here we are, let me go down. So okay, so see, here you can see 5 working days, 5 working days, and this is for 7 working days. We have moved all the PBIs. See, now let's go to board and see it is on what stage. Okay, see, let me, it is all unassigned, so we can do all the changes here. Okay, it is unassigned, it is okay. Let me go to right click. It's not happening, then let me click here. When you click here, it will, okay, so see, you need to when you click each PBIs, you will get all those options, right? So you can assign, you can add a tag, anything. Sorry, I'm sorry what I did. Let's add a tag and roll, any name you can give. Okay, you can add a description. Okay, web live demo, live light demo is available. Okay, API available, and click to register to enroll. Okay, register to enroll. Okay, so you have given a story point is given based on the complexity of that particular PPI. So let me give this as 3, and your business value, same thing, right? Your value area means it is on a business, adding a business value or an architecture value based on a discussion. You can put, you can link. So what is, as a customer I want to enroll button, right? Enroll, so enrolling, right? So click on save button. Okay, new link work item. You can also move to team project. So many options are there that you need to check and you need to do accordingly. Okay, so for this, if you want to create a subtask, you can go and create your subtask. See, here you will get an option. Okay, so based on your preference, you can create a subtask, put a title, and you can click OK. So we are in this work item. These are our work item we have just created, right? Your epic. So I will click on epic. Let's assign. Let's put okay, start date. Let's put a start date, and target date is, let's give, so we have given, let's click on 3rd. Okay, and priority, okay, it's given, and let's click on save. Whatever field is there, you can do it accordingly. Let's go to again work item, and then we, okay, features, let's do it for feature also. So assigned to the member, give description, whatever it is, start date, end date, and in a similar way you can do for others as well. Save changes. Now when you have given these, you have created your work items, you can go to board. Okay, see all the boards in your board, all the work item is in to do. Okay, in a new phase. Okay, so here you have approved, committed, done. You can also create more in that. If you want to create a new, sorry, okay, new, here you can create, and also you can create, let me show you the board item. Yeah, so here, okay, approved, done, committed, done, it is here and it has come here. Okay, view as a backlog, let's click here, we will see as a backlog. Okay, when you go to board, you can see, sorry, work items, right? So you can go to board, you will see like this. So see, when your work item is in to do stage, you can keep in a new, you can drag and drop when it is it in, once your work is approved, then you have taken a sign off from the client, you can start working and in progress stage, right? We have done branching, then committed, when it is done, then done. And this column can be edited, you need to go to the project setting, and additional column will be added here. Okay, let's go. So we have task 2, we have worked with the work items, right? So it is the same thing what we just discussed. Okay, now what is your third Managing sprint and capacity. Okay, so see, uh, managing sprint and capacity. So since we are on this, and how you will manage, how you will do planning, how you will do go with the sprint planning, how you will go with the review meeting. So let's understand the overall scrum process, right? So what is scrum? So scrum is a framework which is used for a complex problem and in an iterative and incremental approach. We have events, 5 events: sprint, sprint planning, daily scrum, sprint review, and sprint retrospective. So in sprint, usually sprint will be 1 month or less, and it is uh, uh, it is heart of the all the events. Okay, in your sprint planning it is maximum of 8 hours. Entire scrum team will take participate, and any if they need any technical advice or expert they need to call, they can invite in the sprint planning meeting only. Okay, so they will plan the sprint, their scrum team will set the sprint goal. Who all are there in the scrum team? Your a product owner, a scrum master, and the developers. So in scrum there is no discrimination, all the team member are called as the development team or the developers. So the scrum team will decide, and then they will set the sprint goal, and then they will set the sprint backlog. And sprint backlog is a combination of your sprint goal. The developers will pull the PBIs, that product backlog items, and how this plan is going to achieve that your plan for the PBIs. Okay, so that is your sprint backlog. And the developers will collaborate on a daily basis, that is a 15-minute meeting, and no external people are allowed in that. Even a scrum master and product owner, if a product owner or a scrum master is actively means participating in the development activities, not actively, if they are participating in the development activities, then they can attend the daily scrum. Okay, so and in a practical, as per Scrum guide, this is our guidelines. In a practical, depends on the organization whether they are exactly chosen or they are customizing and the Scrum Master attending. It all depends on the organization to team. So in a daily Scrum, they track the progress toward the sprint goal, and based on that they keep updating their sprint backlog and any time. And this refinement activity, when there is no sprint zero as per the Scrum guide, and for this grooming session and the refinement activity, if they required, it can happen anytime in the Scrum. Okay, and then in the sprint review, which is happen for the 4 hours, Scrum team and the stakeholder participate. They inspect on the increment, adapt the product backlog, and they look into the outcome of the sprint increment. Okay, and the updated product backlog will come up, and the product owner will decide on the release part based on the market condition. And this is sprint retrospective. After that, the last event of the scrum happen, and usually the time box will be for 3 hours, and only the scrum team will participate on that. And it is also all the events in the scrum are formal and time box event, and to reduce complexity it happens same place and same time. So in sprint retrospective, the entire scrum team inspect on the development process, individual and interaction, and what processes and tools they have followed, and the definition of done, and they adapt the definition of done and most of the improvement whatever they have done this. In the same way again, sprint planning is next sprint will start, and then they will go with the past performance and upcoming capacity and the definition of done and the product backlog, and same process will happen. Product owner is a person who will manage the product backlog. collaborate with the developer and ensure with the make the maximize value of the product backlog and the product. And scrum is master is a person who established the scrum within organization and team and ensure that meeting happen on time and everyone understand the purpose and all the event is positive and productive within the time box. Okay, so this is all about your overall short description of scrum. I have taken a deep dive and given in detail the entire scrum agile project management in my other video. You can look into the channel. So when we go with the managing sprint and capacity in Azure DevOps and the reporting and the matrices part, so here we go. Okay, so what do you mean by burn down chart and burn up chart? So the remaining work will be tracked. That is called your burn down chart, and the completed task and the added task will be tracked. That is the burn up chart. So we will see how we work with the sprint. We will create a sprint and we'll start the sprint, and we will look into that. Yes, and then we'll move the next task for. Okay. So so we are here in the boards. So okay, so let me show you. Here is the backlog item. So let's view as a epic first. Okay, see, this is your epic website online training. You have it is in to-do list, right? So we have started and we will keep that in progress. Okay, now let's view as a feature work item. So see, we have assigned it is in to do, new item, work item, and we will keep in the in progress stage. Okay, so we have header, footer, we have not started. We have started, let's do like this. So we are done with the header part and we are in progress with the body, and to do is the footer. Okay, now let's view as the your task, that is your product backlog item, and here so scrolling everything is approved, right? So whatever we have created, it is approved. Okay, so let's move approved, approved. Okay, it is not okay because this is a bug. So now everything is approved and we are working on these items. So what all things we are working? So as a customer, I want picture scrolling, I am working. I want to view the courses, I am working. I want a home page, we have done that, header 1, and about also header I have done. Okay, as a customer, I want a search icon and contact, and this one is in to do. Okay, now we will start what we discussed here. See what we just discussed on your task 3, managing a sprint and the capacity, right? So we'll go with the capacity planning, and here are the step what we spoke, right? So in managing a sprint and capacity, what we are going to do, we will assign the task, we will do the capacity planning, we will use this task board and then team capacity status, and then we move the task to the future iteration, and then we will look something on the team setting to configure. Okay, so let me go with here, go to the sprint first. Okay, for your managing sprint and capacity, I have gone to sprint. Okay, so here, okay, let's capacity is there, there is no user, let's add a user. Okay, so let me add myself. So I am the only user as of now. Assign the activity, the deployment, right, and capacity. Okay, let's start with the requirement and then capacity. Okay, In the same way, you can add user. Okay, this is already there. You need to add the other user, and you can assign your requirement, testing, documentation, development, design, deployment, everything. Based on that, whatever days are required, based on that you need to put capacity per day. Okay, work per day. So I have saved this. Now I'll go to task board. See, in task board, whatever we have kept in progress, you can see it is there, right? And see, we have given capacity of how many days? 2 days. So in your task board, you can see your means your requirement. This development progress is 7 work days are remaining. So based on that, you can add user, you can add user from your team, and you can assign work for design development, and based on that you can divide the days. Like 7 days are remaining, so based on that we can divide, and we can target this. We can keep a track on our sprint goal, right? So here you can do a changes. See, if I clicked on done, then it is a done. Okay, it is here only, right? So it is in done state. Okay, let me go to capacity here again, and say I need to take off for 1 day or 2 day, and 13 is Friday, 2 day. Okay, let's keep. Okay, so team days office 2 days. I will click on save. Let me go to task board. See, you can track your work. 5 work days are remaining. Based on that, we need to do the capacity planning. So with this, I have highlighted 5 work days. With this, I can plan my sprint. Okay. For example, I will just write 5 days are remaining, right? So let's write 7 here. Okay, I'm taking, let's write 8 and click on save. Go to the task board. It is till 20th, right? The other sprint. You can remove this user, you can add an activity, right? So let's put it to what else activity I can do? I can do, say, one, write, add an activity. I'll do development also one. We need to add one more activity, your development, requirement, deployment, and your design, right? One more, and let's add an activity, your testing. Yeah, so testing, say one more. I'll click on save. Great. So for your sprint 1, you are given how many days team has to take off, and days are remaining, right? From 12th to 20th August, sprint 1, and then you are here with this. Great. Now I'll move to backlog, and let me move some item here. I have successfully moved. I have moved sprint 3 and home. Let it be 1 only, so the current sprint will be visible here. and sprint 2 be sprint 3, it will be go to the next sprint. Okay, so whatever task we are unable to do in sprint 1, we have moved to sprint 2 and sprint 3 now. Let's go to the task board and let's click this view option, and I can change the view option. So we can change the view of people, backlog item. We can also change the setting here. So for the board, so setting for the board also we can change. Now let me go to configure theme setting. Here see, you have a field of task, bug, product, backlog item. So you can, based on your need, team need, you can put for additional field any changes is required. Let's go to style ruling. Okay, so give the title name. Sorry, what else? Okay, so you can put the name, rule name, see, okay, RE requirement. Okay, so choose the card color, what color you want, amber color, orange color. Okay, and just total fields are here. You can put a area level 1, contents value 100. So go to your boards, backlog item, features, see your epic is here and your backlog item is here, and let's click here. Let's look where we have given. Okay, so we are done with the sprint and capacity planning. Let's move into customizing Scrum Agile board. So it is usually team prefer Scrum Agile and Kanban board, where we will learn to see how to tag color, adding new column, or split the column like doing or done, or add the definition of done, or passes your test cases or failing, and add the swim lanes to expedite the process. Okay, so I am here in the board. So I'll go to configure team setting. See, in the board you have seen the stage of new, approved, committed, done. So we can actually change the state, and we can put additional columns, say as testing or a QA, right? And we can tag a color and do the other changes. So how to add a different state, a column here? So I'll go to configure team setting. Okay, I will go to the tag color. Let's click on tag color. So say wherever I have written a data in my PPI, it is say blue color. Okay, save, or let's Blue is already there, so let me choose to show you the difference. Okay, now I will go to test, and test will appear in the board, right? So whether I should create a new plan using, area selected, or I can create a test plan and all the test cases will be created. So here, sorry, so here I will go, let me click, sorry, what is happening? I will click on column, okay, and I will write QA testing. Okay, so I have created a new column. The state name I have given that QA testing. So I will put work in progress limit as 1. Okay, if you want, you can click if you want to split column into doing and done. If you don't want, no need to check this box. And I want to put this QA testing after my committed, right? So that after this committed, right, after my doing state development, I have done this, and let's click and save and close. Okay, now you can see we have this QA testing state, so I will move this there and this also there. So now we have 1 2 3 4 5 state. Before it was 4, so like that you can add as many as you want. So let's again go to setting, go to the, click here, go to the column. Okay, so we have this QA testing we have just created. We will split the column into doing and see what changes is there, right? Okay, so let me add the definition of done. So what definition of done we will give? See, customizing. See, your all test cases are passes. Yeah, your QA is approved. Yeah, and you add a definition of done using markdown such as passes all test. So I will write this. My definition of done is passes all test. Okay, I will save and close. Okay, so see your QA testing under this column state, you have QA testing column, you have doing and done state, right? So you can move your optimized data into done, and this is on doing. Like this, your one column has been splitted into two part, right? Okay, so let's move to learn swim lanes. So swim lanes is all your work item are displayed in a single lane, right? To view additional lanes, we actually use the adding the swim lanes. Yeah, so your board support your ability to visualize the flow of work as it moves from new to done. So when you add swim lanes, you can also visualize the status of work that support different service level class, and you can create a swim lane to represent other dimension that support your tracking needs from the swim lane tab, right? So let's click go to add the swim lanes. Okay, so I'm here in configuring team setting, and I have clicked this swim lanes. Okay, So let's click on adding a swim lanes and give the name XP diet, save and close. See, now you can see your a new additional or this lane has been added here horizontal way, and whichever work item PBI you need to be fast track, you need to move here, right? You can add, yeah. So like this we can drag and drop, and once I have moved this PBI in the expedite lane, swim lane, then whenever the QA will be, done, they will actually prioritize these item PBIs on a high priority, or all the team will consider these work item as a high priority. So we are done with the customizing on the task board, and let's move next. Okay, defining dashboard. So we have done the creating the work items, capacity management, and your sprint planning, and then with customizing the task boards, and we will look into defining dashboard. We have also seen the live demo for the entire other task and action in Azure DevOps, how we take care for the agile planning and the portfolio management. So next is dashboard. So we will go to the uh, charts and matrices. So we are going to create a new dashboard. Let me show you. So we are here in Azure DevOps board. Let's go to dashboard, go to overview, click on dashboard. Okay, so let me create. Okay, see, you have um, your website online training, right? And let's create a dashboard for this. So click on new dashboard, and I will write website online training. Okay, write the description, what it is all about. You can click this checkbox. So if you click this, so automatically this your matrices, your report will get refreshed in every 5 minutes. Whatever changes will be there, it will be taken automatically. Okay, so you can click, and you can also choose what kind of dashboard, whether it is a team dashboard or a project dashboard. So like that you can choose. So my this name I have chosen a project dashboard, so I'll choose this. If I have chosen the Scrum web, then I'll choose the team dashboard. Let me click on create, right? Let me also create the other one. So for this particular team, if you want to go, you should go for the team dashboard. Scrum web is my team, and I will just create. Okay, so like that we will just add a wizard. Here I want to choose sprint related matrices. So let's choose something sprint capacity. Okay, for a particular this team I have chosen the sprint. You can also configure, right? You can give the team name, and is it based on that, save, right? Done editing. Okay, now I will also add something on okay, like this, right? So I have already chosen burn down. Sprint all over sprint overview. I would like to see all over the sprint overview. Done it. Okay, so we are here in a sprint one. Let me go to boards. Go to boards. Okay, let me go to sprint first. Sprint one, we are task board. Okay, so two are in progress stage. Go to board. Let's move this done, and this is also done. Okay, so now we will go to dashboard. See, as whatever work you are going to complete, these changes you will be able to view once the backlog item will be targeted. Here two backlog item has not been done. So this will give you the quick information on how many days are remaining and the work item has been started or not started. Okay, next thing I want to create queries, and on that I want to create some charts. So let's go to query section and I will click on new query, and here work item type is selected. So here value I'll give to task, and then I'll give the area path. So as anything you can choose. Okay, so I just choose query text, or let's choose state only, or I've chosen this, and then but it will not give me my link, but okay, so let's choose state and click on run query. After run I will click on save queries, and I'll give the name as web task, and folder, yeah, in my queries I can just save this. See, my two items has been saved. So now I have chosen here my query, so it will be visible to me, but I want to show my this task, web task, to other team member. Then I'll choose the shared queries and click OK. So my this work item web task will be visible to all the team members. So I have come up to the chart, and we will configure the chart. I will go to work item type, or let's go state, and click OK. See, this is your pie chart, because so you can also edit it based on that your requirement. web chart. You can choose pie, bar, column as per your need. You can choose that. So now we have created the web task, and we have created 2 assignment here and added to the dashboard. See, we have created this 2. If you want to add task 3, click on type. Now I'll go to dashboard. Click on refresh, and let's go to Scrum overview. Okay, it's not. Let's go to this. Okay, and let's go to this. Okay. Okay, so we do not view as of now. Okay, so what we will do, we will go to queries. Code, sorry, I'll just go to code and then queries. Okay, and web task. Where is my chart? Here are my chart. Okay, I will click here and add to dashboard, right? So which all dashboard I want, I can choose that. So I have chosen the website online training. Let's choose overview and click OK. Now this you go add to dashboard, and this you put on AZ web, click OK, and this you go to add to dashboard, and this you click to Scrum. And now I'll go to my dashboard. See, you can view your chart. You can view all your assignment here. Whatever, we have not chosen anything for this. We have chosen for AZ web. Here, right? In a similar way, we have also chosen the other dashboard. This is all about creating a dashboard, adding charts in that. So lots of charts are available in Add Wizard, and you can actually add and use as per the project and team. Now let's move to the last section, and the next section is customizing team process. So how to customize the process. So team projects are created either Agile, Scrum or Kanban. Based on that, you can create an inherited process and customize Agile, Scrum or any board based on a project. And in PBI work item, you can add a custom field for that particular that ticket as per your project, and label that ticket, and then change the process of current project to customize that Scrum or Agile, whatever you have chosen. And then we will see how we'll go to the project and create a PBI and see the custom fields are available. Yeah, so we have seen in starting also that Azure DevOps has 4 process templates, right? Agile, Scrum, CMMI and Basic. So we will quickly have a look again, and when I have mentioned the steps here, like we will click on the Azure DevOps and we will follow these steps. Let me show you here. So we will go to, let's click on Azure DevOps. I'll go to organization, and 1 second, let me see. You can also create a new organization, right? You can also create a new organization and it will be same created the way it is here, your website online or Jira Swati. So same way, when you click on new organization, when you continue, then again you will be starting with the new organization name. So I'll go on the current existing organization, I'll go on organization setting, and here are the details. See, name, description, process, visibility, and your all Azure DevOps services, whatever we have got, received, like board repos, pipeline, test plan, artifacts. These you have got by default while creating the organization. Okay, so here is the overview and multiple options you can go through. So let's try to create one more new organization. I will just click on continue and I will just sorry, W and then 3, right? Sorry, 3 KB. Continue. So talking to your Azure DevOps organization. Okay, it is taking a little bit time. So you can give that project name inherited Scrum process. Let me write here. Okay, that is not allowed, so we'll go with, okay, let's go with Agile because we have started with your Agile process. You want to keep private, you can keep private. You can keep public. Your inherited Agile process is here. You can go to project setting. And you will just choose in the basic level. Here are your work item types. Okay, we have not changed, so it is basic level only. Inherited Agile process by default. You can also click on change process and you can go for Agile or anything, but after changing the process, you must manually update your work item and board, and then they will appear as a broken. So like this you can do that, so not required as of now, right? So but you can do this. You can inherit the process and set as a default process and for any of your team or organization project. So my inherited Agile process in project is there. I will go to backlog level. See, this is your portfolio backlog, requirement backlog, iteration backlog. Any changes, whatever is required, you can actually go and do that. I'll go to my work item types. Let me choose any work item and let me add the new field. It is not enabled, so let's get extension, but we can do that. Okay, so we need to link group and attachment. So let's look what else. Color pixel control. Let's go for this. Okay, it is get it free, so we will just choose this. In the meanwhile, we will loading to the organization, and like this you can install. Proceed to organization. It is done. See, my two organization is there, Jira Swati and Jira Swati 0256. What we have just created a new organization, that is my inherited agile process. Okay, I'll go to this, and in the same way you can go to your backlog and you can do the changes. So like this you can create multiple team under a same product backlog, and you can work on the scaling. So this is all about your portfolio management. Okay, so I'm back in the project and we are done on Agile, Scrum, planning and portfolio management using the Azure DevOps. So all the steps you can take it down, and this is my website. You can go through that. This was the just a sample project requirement, and feel free to look at my YouTube channel, the other videos. Many thanks for all the viewers and watching this video. Thank you so much.